This episode of the Red Bull Rant is brought to you by the fine patrons that support us through patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. You can support us for the low price of $1 a month, and you can get exclusive content, including a monthly wrap-up for the New York Red Bulls. We want to send a special shout-out to our patrons who support us at $5 a month. That is our producer-level reward. Thank you to Jeremiah Dempster and William Martin. Now, on to the show. This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. If you aren't expecting adult language, why even bother listening? Welcome, my friends, to Show Never Ends. This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. I'm your host, Jason Iapico.
I'm Pat McDonald.
I'm Truman, and this is episode 303. Please don't let me embarrass myself in front of Denise. We've switched shows, everybody, so find this one.
Was Denise in attendance on Saturday?
Probably. I bet there was a Denise that was at this game.
Clearly.
Does Parker have a Denise in his life? Because I feel like that's what happened. So, New York Red Bulls went to Chicago and came away with another 1-0 loss, this time with an own goal. Own goal giveth, own goal taketh away. Truman, you got the tweets up? Or do you need to read them?
I got me some tweets. So, first of all, real quick, Casey Jones just said, "What is happening?"
With a nice GIF, Parks and Rec.
Yep.
And what the hell is happening?
Steven Santos at Creepy Taxi said, Robles kept us in it the whole game, save after save after save, our true defender. Also added that I'd rather have drowned in deep dish pizza / casserole, which is what it really is, from Chicago, than watch the last two Red Bulls games. Adam Lane at Adam from Earth says, officially concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Justin Frick at JFrick20. Kaku was absolutely lousy. Team had no unity. Need a winger DP. Pat McDonald. Substitutes were horrible, horrid, absolutely nothing positive. Oh, and besides our starting four, we have no depth in the back. I'd say we have a little bit of depth in the back. A little bit. I think Duncan is fine. Ole's Red Army at Broth63. I told my friend that BWP might struggle to score 10 goals this season. If that's the case, then this will be a long season. Use the third DP slot to jumpstart this offense because you can no longer rely on Bradley to bag goals in bunches.
Ooh.
The fans are restless.
Yep.
Yeah.
No emails, so we're getting right into our likes and dislikes. Pat, you can go first. What did you dislike about this one?
Oh, I mean, it was another terrible display by the Red Bulls. It's what else is there really more to dislike? Offensively, they've just looked bad for a very long time. Aside from a game here and there, I'd still be extraordinarily surprised if the wheels completely came off and this, and they say they weren't a playoff team. I feel like this is going to be, I think at some point it's going to even out a little bit, and they're going to be one of those teams like that, those unimpressive lower end playoff teams. I think that's where they'll end up. It's got to be, I think, I forget who it said on the tweet, third DP. They need that. I think relying on BWP to score all these goals it was foolish, especially at this age. The offense is broken right now, and I don't exactly know how they fix it. I got some ideas maybe in the little afterthoughts, but I'm just going to stick with that for now for my dislike.
Yeah, mine is just that there's been an extreme lack of creativity in the midfield getting the ball forward into the final third. There's just nothing there. Every play was get outside, try to cross the ball in, try to cross the ball in low, try to cross the ball in high. There is nothing, Kaku just did not have a good game at all. And really nobody else did. I know Sean Davis is not a powerful offensive midfielder, but I mean, like, guys like him have been invisible, really invisible. Like, there's nothing happening. It's terrifying that if this is the way it's going to keep going, then Bradley's never going to actually even see the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Jay, what's happening? He's dropping back. He's Thierry Henrying. He's having to create chances when he shouldn't have to be the guy creating chances. He should be the guy finishing the chances.
Yeah. So my dislike, because this is going to keep it short, is the ESPN Android app, because the only way to get to ESPN Plus is to go through the home screen on that app, which, if your favorite team is selected, which I had mine, the score gets immediately ruined. I sent you guys the screenshot.
Ruined.
It was right up there, the big 1-0, and I just couldn't stop it in time. The problem is that the ESPN app has no way for you to disable scores. So, that's great. Listen, I get it. You want one app, but if you're going to make me go through that to get to watch ESPN or ESPN Plus, please at least give me the option.
Yeah.
But that also leads into my is that I didn't have to watch this shit show. and you know why? I'm glad I didn't have to watch it. It's fucking embarrassing. Congratulations, Red Bull. You made that a regular clip on this show now.
A reference to only Jay and one other Twitter follower.
I am gonna ram this sound clip down his throat until people start watching Letterkenny.
Pat, you got a like for this one?
Yeah, I guess my like would be that I watched the game about 100 feet from the water because I was at my friend's shore house. And when you're watching sports like 100 feet from the water, it's hard to get too mad about it, you know?
Yeah. I was watching it at a hotel in Connecticut, so really it was just.
So you burned the fucking hotel down.
I did. It's not there. By the way, change bookings, guys. That place is not there anymore.
Oh, okay.
My like is that the own goal giveth away, but the own goal take it. Jay, play the clip.
Robertson measures it in. Alexander Arnold. Salah! Oh, it's in! It's an own goal! Inside the 90th minute!
Liverpool taking down Tottenham, back on top of the table with work to do. But there you go. There's my own goal of the week. Boom.
You and Seamus enjoying yourself.
Oh, shit. Guys, if you haven't seen it, you need to immediately go to Seamus's Twitter account and watch the clips of him watching that game and almost crowd surfing when they win the game at the Cask and Flagon in Boston. It is awesome. It's so awesome. I like that he doesn't have his own jersey, that he had a Shaqiri jersey on. Like, he doesn't have a Seamus Liverpool jersey.
Yeah, that WWE made him wear a Seamus Liverpool jersey. I feel bad for Rebecca Lowe, who would, walk through those rowdy-ass fans for, 3 minutes. So,
on Saturday?
Yeah, I hope she got paid extra to have to deal with that. But, should we roll right into afterthoughts, or?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, well, so I will say Bobby Warshaw. I mean, I think a lot of people are starting to pick up on them. There's something wrong with the Red Bulls right now. Brian Sheretta wrote about it. Matt Doyle wrote a little bit about it. Bobby Warshaw also wrote about it. And he kind of brought an interesting point that, Chris Armas has tried to institute more of a possession-based style that Jesse Marsch did not. And he says he doesn't necessarily think that's a bad thing. And to an extent, I agree. But I think there's, Red Bulls decided not to spend money on this roster. And I think the high press kind of hid those flaws, and when they were going full on and just, high press other teams to death, I think that hid the flaws of this team. And I think if they're not going to sign a third DP, and I don't think they're going to, and to be fair, I think, their other two DPs may be less than useful at the moment. One seems checked out. The other just age finally caught up to him. I think then trying to institute a system that doesn't fit your personnel is doomed to failure. And I think Chris Armas, I think he's trying to do something they just don't have the personnel for. They do not have the overall finesse and talent to be a heavy possession style team. It's a nice thought, but they just don't have it. They don't compare it to other teams. And right now, they've just lost 2 straight games to 2 of the worst teams in the league last year. Who knows? By the end of the season, one of those teams might be in the playoffs. I don't know. But, right now it doesn't look good. And I think they got to consider going full back full on to the high press, or otherwise, they got to get players. And I definitely don't think it's going to be the latter.
Especially when, you have a coach that builds a team to do a specific thing. Mm-hmm. When you can't just change it with the same guys and expect good results. These are not a team full of stars that you can change your formation or change your plan and it's going to work.
Or hell, look at a team of stars, Atlanta, and they completely have changed their identity, and it's working horribly.
Right. I'm talking more like, La Liga style of Barcelona, where you can have every position's a star, and you can do whatever you want. Like when you're in MLS, you build a team to do you have a goal in mind. Right. And if we're going to change the strategy, then you need to change, like you said, you need to change the players. Yeah. And if that's what's going to happen, it's going to be a rough couple years. Mm-hmm. It just is. Because you can't just start bringing in all these great players. It's not the way this league operates.
Yeah. But I think people have been talking about this system and this high press system. It hasn't been here since – it really has not been a high press system since Jesse Marsh left and Chris Armas. I think – it's time, really, to start taking a close look at the job Chris Armas is doing. Yep.
Does anybody remember the 4-3-3 that Pecky tried to institute in 2013?
Yep.
Remember how long that lasted?
Yeah. What, a game?
Maybe 2.
Yeah, maybe 2. But do you know why it only lasted 2 games?
It was awful.
Because Pecky realized it wasn't working and changed it to fit the personnel.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep, sure did.
Pecky may not have been the best coach this team has ever had, but he at least did the job of working with what he had.
Oh, man, there goes Jay's Twitter mentions. How dare you criticize Pecky?
I don't have Twitter mentions right now, so it doesn't fucking matter what happens.
Somebody just smelled it on the air. Like, somebody criticized Mike Pecky.
I actually just praised Pecky.
You said he was not the greatest coach in New York history. He is the greatest coach in New York history, is Mike Pecky.
Anyway, any other afterthoughts, or we just move on from this?
We can move on.
Okay. Prediction contest, nothing changed because none of us thought they were going to lose. Because who thinks you're going to fucking lose to Chicago?
Right.
I did say that's what my gut was feeling, but I ignored it.
You did. That is very, very true.
One of the worst things is looking at, actually, I guess it's a little afterthought. One of the worst things looking at the standings right now is we are tied with Chicago. Orlando is 1 point better than us. And FC fucking Cincinnati, of all teams, is 3 points better than us.
It's early.
Yeah.
I know, but still.
Yeah. Well, look who's below us.
New York City just went to crap last year, so Atlanta is a whole other situation.
Well, someone predicted that on our previous show, our semi-previous show with Matt Doyle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, let's move on. The fan prediction contest. Nobody from that predicted a win either. So the top 4 are still Syracuse Pinball, FCBM, Jeremiah Dempster, and Nicholas Lambert. The form.
Do we have to root for Jeremiah Dempster because he gives us money?
Yes.
I'm sure.
All right.
Anyway, the form for this week has not gone up yet. At least when we're recording this. It'll be posted sometime Wednesday, so just keep an eye out. The Red Bulls will now host Minnesota United for their one matchup this year. That game is Saturday, April 6th, 7 p.m. at Red Bull Arena. TV will be MSG2.
Yeah.
Minnesota comes in with a 2-2-0 record, 6 points, good for 7th in the West. Truman, what's your predictions for Saturday?
Guess I'm going to desperately hang on here, right? We're clinging to threads. Another home game, slightly warmer. I'm going to keep following on they can't be this bad, right? Question mark. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. Jesus Christ, if they drop 3 in a row, then let's get on that bridge and get ready to jump, because then we're going to be in big trouble. If they win this game, then I believe you then travel up to New England, who blow chunks, and then you come back home to play powerhouse Cincinnati. So I think this is kind of an early season must win. I really think they have to get this one to get their season back on track.
I'm going to agree with a win. Until this team proves me wrong, and this goes back to even like some of their more mediocre seasons. They always seem to follow up a real dumpster fire like this with a win. You're not necessarily expecting. So I'm going to go with a 1-0 win. However, I'm not going to go with. I think it's going to be much like those mediocre years where they're going to have you nervous and they're going to score the goal in the 82nd minute. So I'm going to go with a 1-0 win against Minnesota. And hopefully I'll be able to wear shorts to the game, because it's 68. So that's shorts weather to me, baby.
Oh,
is that the high for the day, or is that the actual like game time temperature?
That's the high for the day. But if it's like 55 by game time, we're good.
And in the stadium, you're not dealing with the wind, so you'll be okay.
Yeah, you'd think that until that last game, which the wind snuck into that arena. It got in there.
Probably has to do with the fact that nobody shows up. The wind gets in.
Yeah, your windshields aren't there.
Yeah.
I want to say win, but I can't trust this team after the last 2 weeks. So I'm going with the 1-1 draw. They got to prove to me that they can win. I mean, I know it's Minnesota, but you got to prove it, right? At some point, you actually have to do the job.
Yep. And don't take the job. Don't do the job like wrestling style. You got to go over, brother.
And listen, don't sit there and try to tell me that 20-minute stretch against, or no, like 10-minute stretch against San Jose was them proving it. No, it wasn't. San Jose is terrible, and they followed it up with losses to terrible Orlando City and Chicago. So it's not like we lost to DC United, who are just on an absolute tear right now.
I don't even want to talk about them right now, because if I have to bring up Matt Doyle again so early and saying that he predicted this one too, that team looks fucking good. That Wayne Rooney goal was stupid. It was not Thierry Henry stupid. It was not true Olympico. But fuck.
But it's not like we lost to DC or LAFC, who are just right now top of the league. Like, we're not losing to good teams. We're losing to mediocre teams at best.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Defending Supporter Shield winner, best point record in MLS defender, missing one starter from last year, and this is a starter we're off to.
Yeah, in the turlet.
And CCL is not an excuse anymore. So, Red Bulls, you need to prove me wrong. You need to actually do your job and win. All right, New York Red Bulls 2. They are winning at least.
Yay!
3-2 win over Memphis 901. So they have 2-0-1 record, 7 points, number 4 in the East. And the next match is this Saturday away to the Birmingham Legion, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Ooh. And Sky Blue, we're still waiting. So we may next week we may need to bring Jen on for Sky Blue Talk.
Oh, all right.
Because their opening matchup is the 13th. So we're a week after Saturday is when they're playing.
Well, shit.
Aren't they all boycotting Sky Blue?
They're
boycotting the game doesn't mean they can't talk about it.
right. They're still fans of the team.
Oh.
They're not other groups that pretend to like boycott everything.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, so that's it for that. Anything for the dumping ground?
I'm the trash man.
Almost forgot. Can we talk about the attendance woes of the Chicago Fire?
Yeah.
Can we talk about the attendance woes of the New England Revolution?
Talk about the attendance woes of MLS.
Yeah. Can we talk about the attendance woes of this Marlins game I'm watching right now? I think there's about 25 people in the seats. No, I do have one topic that I wanted to bring up that I thought was interesting today is that since Fulham lost today in the Premier League, they, along with Huddersfield, have already been relegated with 5 games remaining in the season. And I believe they said that is the first time since the 93-94 season that has happened. And Fulham apparently spent $100 million on their roster this year.
Oof.
That's rough.
Poor Tim Ream.
Yeah.
My guess is he might be coming home at this point.
And you'd think we'd have first dibs on him, because he was ours, but the way MLS, they'll throw him to LA too. So
yeah. Probably.
Because we spent the money and we're not the top of the allocation order and blah, blah, blah. And yeah. Can we talk about Miami FC possibly playing in Fort Lauderdale because they can't get their stadium approved?
I'm kind of cool with their plan that they had.
Oh no, I'm cool with the plan of playing in Fort Lauderdale, but let's talk about the fact that their owner shitted on Miami in the process of it.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't read that. I just read that they were going to do this temporarily for like 2 years until they built the new stadium. But this is owner talk, and we know how that goes. But credit to them. Credit to them for building a stadium somewhere that they will play in. Unlike other teams that are still playing in a baseball stadium and will be forever.
Until that baseball team gets sick of them.
Yep, and then goes, we no longer want a part of this.
And then they'll play club,
Oh, please. Because they can't play in Hartford anymore. Hartford's got a real pro club.
All right. Anything else for Dumping Ground?
I think that's all I had. Can't really recall anything else thrilling going on.
Yeah, I don't think anything popped up on my radar.
This is a short episode because right before this we recorded the WrestleMania preview for the patrons. So,
and it is bulky, my friends. It is bulky.
It's a good hour. We got some famous guests that showed up.
Yeah, I think it was a very, very enjoyable episode. Even if you don't like wrestling, you should listen to it anyway because it's good.
I'm only on it for a half hour, and not that much.
You got your Repo Man reference in. You're good.
That's true.
All right.
That is true.
So if we're done with Dumping Ground, that means the only thing we have left is Truman's Terrible Team of the Week.
That's terrible.
I love all the sound bites now. It's so much more fun. Listen, I wanted to hand it to NYCFC because they kicked off the weekend by getting thumped by Toronto 4-0. So I thought that was a gimme. The Quakes almost deserve it for losing to LA at home 5-0. But how about that Montreal Impact losing 7-1 at Kansas City with nobody getting sent off the field, by the way. They weren't up a man at all. That was a pure ass whooping.
That's impressive.
I believe it was, 3-0 after the first half, and then they scored 4 more in the second. That's a horrific killing. There's only one killing that I can recall that was worse. There was a 7-goal victory. Takes me back a couple years.
What was it? The Battle of 5 Points?
It was more like a slaughter.
Yeah.
So yeah, good. Did you ever think Montreal was going to make this list with all the other trash teams going on? I didn't.
Yeah, it's probably their strength and conditioning coaches. Like they're probably before a game, like, I don't get it. We gave each player their baguette and wine. Why are they not performing? They should have got the energy they want.
They look tired.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that 5 weeks into this, you haven't had a repeat yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, San Jose, listen, they saved themselves.
Yeah.
San Jose has not hit this list yet. That's the really surprising thing.
They're coming.
Their time is coming.
I mean, they kind of earned it, but just they would have locked this up if Montreal didn't get absolutely smoked.
I love how that coach came in with so much fanfare, and they've just been awful so far.
Yep. Well, you build a shitty stadium, you get shitty results. Sorry. That stadium's dumb.
All right, so we ready to wrap this one up?
Oh, my God, yes.
Okay. Patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. $1 a month is all you need to support us. Get exclusive content such as our weekly wrap-ups. Not weekly wrap-ups. Monthly wrap-ups, which I think we're going to do next week. We haven't talked about it. And any exclusive stuff we decide to do, such as live post-games, or in this case, this week, a WrestleMania preview, whether you're a wrestling fan or not. Like Truman said, it's worth a listen. If you want to email us during the week, redbullrant@gmail.com. If you want to call us, 973-348-5329. Facebook.com/Red Bull Rant. On Twitter @Red Bull Rant for the show, Doc the Stooge for myself, @PMACDA2 for Pat, The Truman for Truman. Subscribe to us via iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast. Last words before we get out of here.
2 things. To quote John Oliver, wrestling is better than everything you like, I believe was the line. And second thing, holy fuck, win or we burn it down.
Yeah, win. No reference.
All right. So for Pat, Truman, and myself, this has been episode number 303 of the Red Bull Rant. Thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, go Red Bulls.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Rebo man.